Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 4v4 custom match here on the most famous map in all of Supreme Commanderdom. It is SETON'S Clutch on Viewer Wednesday. So again, shout out to the person who sent me this replay. Their name is down in the description. And yes, your eyes don't deceive you. It is SETON'S Clutch. Usually I cast these, or at least release these games on Sundays. But again, this one was sent to me. Very, very good. Really recommend that you watch the very end because it is a crazy one towards the later half of the game. Of course, we'll introduce Team 1 on the northeastern side first, and then we'll end with Team 2 on the southwestern side at the later on introduction. Starting off with Team 1's Cliff player, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue, it is the Vindex playing as a UEF. He is a 2000 rated. Playing as a UEF to his west, we have in Imperial Grey, it is Terrorsto. He is a Seraphim. He is a 2300. He is the highest rated player on Team 1. In the Causeway position to his north, in the beach slot, it is Pants playing as a Cybern. Hopefully he's wearing pants. He is in Emerald Green as a 2000 rated, again as a Cybern. And rounding out Team 1's lineup in the regular slot here, we have Finks playing as a Cybern as well in Rust. He is also a 2000 rated. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 1 UEF, 2 Cyberns, 0 Aeon, and 1 Seraphim. Taking a look at Team 2's regular side player, and we'll go backwards. We have in Ruby Red, it is Brain Dead Command. Hopefully he's not brain dead this game. He is a Seraphim. He is a 2300. To his east in the beach slot, already on his way to the middle of the map. We have in Pac-Man Yellow the Aeon of Silent Bug. He is a 1900 in the Causeway position here for Team 2. We have in lightish red pink, it is the UEF of Mau Mau. He is a 2500, the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. And to his west in the cliff slot, we have in Snow White, it is Zoomed In. He is an Aeon. He is a 1600. Something that some of you have recommended I do a little bit more is zoom in more. And for Team 2 side of the map in terms of faction makeup, they have 1 UEF, they have 0 Cyberns, 2 Aeon, and 1 Seraphim. So not all the factions on each side of the map, but they all do appear in the game nonetheless. And I will note this game is averaged a little over 2,000. So high-level plays are expected in this game, with the lowest at 1,600, and then below that, or above that, a 1,900, and then 3 2000s, a 23, a couple 23s actually, and then a 25. Team 2's Mau Mau and Terrorsto have reached the middle of the map. Looks like Mau Mau gets there just slightly before his opponent, and going for the Titan Rex. Those are definitely, they look like Titans. These are, these are definitely the Loyalists. A couple of the Salem Rex, of course, the Team 1 side of things get a slight advantage with the, I guess not new meta, just the meta, with the player of Pants already moving in to grab that first one, the second one, and then the third one afterwards, being very specific about where his comm is moving. First, I'm kind of surprised he doesn't go here first and then can grab this one and this one without actually having to move, but makes him a little bit more in range of Mau Mau's comm. So I do understand the move, reclaim scenario. First shots, of course, are traded between the middle players of Terrorsto of Team 1 and Mau Mau of Team 2. Very common on SETON'S. Some of those early shots don't really matter because players are so focused on reclaim that it just makes it a little bit, it's like, yeah, you did a couple of shots into the comm, but by the time you're done reclaiming, those hit points have already been roughly paired anyways. It's not a big thing, but it does give Terrorsto a little bit more of a evening out of the playing field, with Mau Mau having an additional 500 because he is a UEF. Silent Bug is almost 2 assistants in the middle for Team 2. Pants is inbound as well. Mau Mau going to get the second Salem Wreck before Pants is able to even get his grubby little hands on it. And so that will be a little bit of win for Team 2. We do see Terrorsto's now grabbing the Rex on Team 2 side of the map. There's still a couple of Rex for Team 1 to grab. Engine is moving in to probably grab those here shortly. Mau Mau's going to go for the third one. Salem will be a little bit shared between those two players, but not too much. Most of it is already reclaimed. Let's see if he even gets a... Yep, he gets a little bit of it, but not by much. And now it's Terrorsto versus Silent Bug. Mau Mau versus Pants. And Pants dropped from below, of course, almost 9,000. Mau Mau about the same. Mau Mau focusing on the reinforcements for Terrorsto. Silent Bug getting a nice T1 mechs on the line, because why not get that extra 2 mass a second into his veins. The beach players do have a slight disadvantage just because there's more mexes roughly for team, not team, but for the cliff slots. So a little bit more mass, early could make the difference in surviving a minute, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, something to stave off death, or even just advance forward. It can always swing in both directions in terms of who wins Navy. I have seen games where one team wins both navies and somehow the team who lost both navies won the game. It's entirely possible. But look at this. All 4 comms just knit together. Look at that. Just hanging out next to one another. And I will note, if there was a kill, it probably would cascade and grab at least another 1, if not 2 or even 3 of them, depending on how much damage. Because Pants is at 10,000 hit points. So if he took no damage and these comms were focused on one another and somehow they dropped sequentially, it would be 2,500, 2,500, 2,500. Pants would make it out of there, but would be significantly damaged. Thursto dropping into the low yellows. We have Mama doing the same. A couple of Zooey and some Thams inbound. Silent Bug going to fall into the water. Team 1's Pants does make a little bit more of a win out of that because he's still in the green where everybody else is either in the yellow or in the red. We do see a couple of more units inbound from Mau Mau to try to push back. Pants does drop into the yellow, and Mau Mau continues to push. Again, dropped below 2,500 hit points into the red, being a little bit greedy, but just take a couple of shots. Kind of makes Pants think a little bit on that, and then falls back. Anyways, I probably should note that there's probably not going to be a lot of communication between the players just because, again, with a high rate like this, you would think they're going to be on comms. There's a little bit of communication, at least on Team 2, but I haven't really seen anything from Team 1, so I expect them to be on comms for this game. The only things really we should see is any all-chat messages or any, mechs, not mechs upgrades, but any upgrades in terms of the commanders. Gun started for Thursto and gun started for Mau Mau. I was maybe expecting that he would go for Nano just to get back up into healthier hit point ranges, but he needs that damage, he needs that range to be able to fight Team 1. Again, we have assistance from both of those players from the beach to get the middle going. We do see a couple of pushing in from some Lobos and some Strikers against the Thams and Zooey of Team 1. Thursto getting a little bit of damage done to those Thams, his Thams, the Strikers, and the upgrade is canceled. Actually, yeah, the upgrade is canceled because he took so much damage. It looked like he really just ripped. Oh no, someone just ripped all those hit points away from him, kind of like Kali Ma ripped the heart out. Really just dropped him. He almost got him, it looks like, but just barely gets out of there. Good for Team 1's cancellation there, because any longer and he would be dead. Nano done immediately right after that for Mau Mau. So now with Gun and Nano on board, up to almost 5,000 hit points. Team 1 is going to lose the middle. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. And I would not be surprised to see Silent Bug fall back. Taking a look at the air, we have Team 2 almost at T3. Team 1 is already at T3. Nice grab there. Gets a little bit further ahead than Team 2. Maybe first bomber? Maybe? He's working on... He should be... Yeah, he's going to be working on his T3 P-gens, and he wants to make sure that his 2 T2 P-gens are protected in case of any nonsense from Team 2. Nice, smart move there. Actually gets a flak cannon as well, just in case there is some fighter bomber spam from Team 2's Brain Dead command, but doesn't look like that has occurred. We do see that on the side islands they have been claimed by their respective players, so no difference in normal set and setup as most games. We do see actually fighter bomber is running around, so it looks like it was spotted by Team 1 at some point. Bomber wipes out a couple of mass storages, does wipe out a couple of mass per second because of those. It's 3 mass a second. It's something. It's better than nothing. Mau Mau still in the yellow, but still regenning. He's almost a little over the third of the way there, almost half the way there for first veterancy. Thursto not really close. He is going for Nano instead of gun first. That's definitely smart, especially with the Seraphim getting a little bit more boost in regen than the UEF. There it is, going for gun immediately after that. Mau Mau could push and maybe prevent the upgrade a second time. We'll see if he's that lucky. Silent Bug has fallen back a little bit, and I think Pants, is on his way back. He's heavily damaged as well. He'll regen a decent amount on his way home, but he's definitely a vulnerable target. If that's a Natha had come by, he might be a nice little sniping target for Team 2. But again, in SETON'S and most games as well, it is full share or at least partial share. In this game, definitely full share. And having a player die this early might not be the best idea, especially with high-rated players like this, because somebody's going to do something with that mass, and probably don't want to give it to, more mass and less hands means more, theoretically more efficiency, and scaling goes faster, and game enders and all that sort of stuff. So just food for thought there as you think about maybe who's, not necessarily who's going to win this game yet. Maybe a little bit too early to tell. We've seen comebacks from comebacks before, so there's no one way or the other leanings, at least for SETON'S, is kind of a, not necessarily an equalizer, but definitely one of those more blank canvases than other games that we've definitely casted here on the channel. Tursto's still just hanging out in the kind of high reds department. Constant T2 missiles inbound from these flapjacks, but constant overcharges from Team 2's Mau just keeps that calm down. We do see he's going to get back up in the yellow here shortly, but oof, just not looking good. In terms of territory, there's not really a lot between where Team 1 or Team 2 usually ends up and where he is currently, but he is missing out on one mechs whose current owner is Silent Bug, so it looks like he just gets one of those, and that one's actually transferred over to Mau. Silent Bug's like, can I have that T1 mechs just to help Smidgen, please? We do see in Navy. Team 1 kind of thin on Navy in the north, but kind of the opposite for Team 1 in the south. Looks like, again, it's a little bit too early to tell for now, but it does look like it's going to favor Team 1 here. It's going to favor Team 2 there, and that's kind of the normal trend. It isn't always the trend. It's just the normal situation of things. But who watches SETON'S for normal things? Because SETON'S is where all the big toys usually come out and all of the crazy nonsense happens, especially with high-rated players like this. You want the unconventional plays that we like to see in other games as well. Mau dropping hit points pretty quickly. Is that 2-star vet? We'll be able to kill off a couple of Ilshis, maybe get to 3-star here shortly. Be able to rep up some hit points and keep himself alive. And almost kills off that Ayashavo T2 assault bot. But, oh, look, Pants has come back. He walked away for a gun, and he's come back. So we'll see if that ends up helping Team 1 on the front line. Silent Bug has left, so it's going to be a 2v1 in that scenario. And besides that, again, it's just normal SETON'S in the way that air facilities being pumped out, naval facilities being pumped out, all that sort of thing. The only thing that's a little bit different, at least as I can tell from right now, is there's a little bit more focus on land in one way. Usually it's, wall, forget it, going to Navy kind of thing, or going to Navy that way. This time it's a little bit more focus on the middle of the map here, which is nice to see, but the only problem is that if one team wins one of the navies, it doesn't really matter because all of this will be wiped out by the other team anyway. So if Team 1 wins the middle and Team 2, let's say, wins the north pond, they'll just send forces down here and blow stuff up here. So it doesn't, it's hard to hold because it's just a thin environment, and there's, of course, water on both sides, so that also doesn't help. So it's either pond is won, and then it's really hard to hold the other team, and sometimes it's not viable because there's not a lot of mass to be had here. Constant flapjacks from Team 2's Mau. He's really pumping out those pancakes today. Again, I prefer waffles, but there are good pancakes out there, of course. Tursto does finish the region ore and does lose a couple of the engineers in the process, but he's going to be able to keep these forces online a little bit. And I don't know if I didn't recognize this or not, but it doesn't affect Pants. Maybe because it's not his. I feel like the region ore does help other players as units, at least teammate units. But maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe it's the comm is immune to it. It's probably what it is. But we have a nice little destroyer on the shoreline, at least near it, from zoomed in. And Tursto is like, he's trying to push in with the Ilshis, and it's not really working. Pants got shot at. He's like, I'm just trying to help. I get shot at for it half the time. Team 2 is in the base for Team 1's Pants. We do see a destroyer online that will probably help. Second one about to come online. That will definitely help thin out and deal with these frigates. But look at how far they've been able to get in. There's a large area of the map that's just kind of not really being played in just because it's just there. Granted, it is water and there's no mexes in the water, so there's that. Mau being pushed back by Tursto, and that destroyer didn't help out a whole lot. Another overcharge kills off another set of Ilshis. He's up to 3 stars now. Tursto's still charging in with that region or nano and gun comm. Mau probably should go into the water. He wants to overcharge those Ilshis and drive them back. Getting some shields online. We have Flapjacks inbound. Mau dropping below almost 3K. Now he drops below 3K. Another overcharge comes in, kills off another Ilshi. Now he's up to 4-star vet. Back up into the yellow. Another overcharge kills off another Ilshi. Those numbers are thinning out for Tursto. T2PD online. Another overcharge kills off that one. There's 2 more Ilshis remaining. That one's going to go back home and regroup with the remaining forces. Tursto is now in the, well, he's like yellow-green-ish territory. Missiles constantly raining in. He has to constantly move back and forth. Team 1 PD being built will force him back. And he's focusing on the T2 mix in the base, but he's taking a lot of damage, not focusing on the comm. 9,000 hit points to 7,000, so now in favor for Team 2. And now it's focusing on the comm. Tursto really trying to push back Team 2, and he's done a little bit of work, but he's taking a lot of damage in his comm. If there was a strat bomber on 2 or 2 online for Team 2, he would almost be dead right now if they came in right about now. So definitely concerning that he's constantly pushing. Again, he's trying to keep up that aggression and keep Team 2 back, but it could bite him in the butt. We will see. Or maybe he's trying to lure out Mau into kind of a, false confidence and just wipe him out. Maybe he has some Autumn stacked up and just rip those hit points up. But anyway, it's just very dangerous game those two are playing over there. I have some Torp Bombers thinning out the remaining forces for Team 1. Looks like they're going after the Salems. Naval Facility T2 now online for the middle player of Tursto for Team 1, so he is hopping into Navy. Doesn't really need to help out the Southern Pond as much because look at this. They're in favor. And we do see that Team 2's Mau is actually going to help out defend essentially the same situation that Team 1 is facing. So both sides focusing on the weaker side to assist instead of on the stronger side to continue to push down on Team 1 or Team 2's throats. We do see the Salems now giving a little bit of revenge for Team 1 because there was some naval bombardment from Team 2 earlier. Mau's dropping hit points pretty quickly. We'll get into the reds, but reds for him is 4,000. Tursto's going to drop to about roughly the same amount. And again, Mau does more damage per shot, and Tursto does more not more damage, but he does he just shoots more. He shoots twice as fast. Ilshis are going to be able to drive this base away, and Team 2 will lose the middle of the map. ASF's over top for Team 1 to just protect that comm. He's going to get some veterancy from this, maybe a 2-star. I don't think he'll get to 3-star. There's not enough here to get him to 3 stars. And that'll be the end of that little base for Mau. He does get the 2 stars, so there is that. But Nano almost done for Pants. He's going to get back up to full HP here shortly. And at 18 minutes on the clock, Team 1 has not full control of Navy in the south, but pretty darn close. Team 2, not the same situation. We do see a focus from those destroyers onto Tursto's comm. Mau is trying to get out of range, up below 700. Ooh, overcharge kills off that last Ilshi. He almost has enough for 5-star event. And now we have forces from Team 2's fleet in the south. They actually leave their posts of defending the naval facilities to go after Tursto's comm. He's dropping almost below 2,500. Needs to get out of range of the everything. It would just get underneath the water, dropping below 1,000. Dodge and weave, bob weave, bob weave, bob weave. A little bit of AoE will not help his situation. He's underneath the surface of the water. At least that's what it looks like. His little spikiness is sticking out a little bit. And he's getting shot, and there he goes. Team 1 loses the first player of the game before 20 minutes. And it's now a 3v4 in Team 2's favor. The base, once belonging to Tursto, will go over to probably Pants. Considering there's a naval facility there, considering he's there. It might stay in the hands of Vindex. But, oh, nope, there it goes. It does go to Pants. So he's able to push back in Navy. Definitely needed that T2 Naval Headquarters, especially with Seraphim Tech, for those cruiser missiles to be able to push back against one player in Navy on the northern side. So it's definitely going to help, but losing a player, that also doesn't help, and that APM is now cut theoretically by 25%. A couple of Torp Bombers going after the spam facilities online for Silent Bug. No T3 Navy. Yeah, it looks like it's Coopers and shield boats and all that sort of stuff that we like to see out of UEF. No T3, no T3. T3 over here, no. So no T3 yet for any. Oh, nope. Scratch that. Mau going for T3. And if he goes exclusively for the best T3 unit in the game, those battle cruisers, those lovely Neptunes, that's going to help out and push back Team 1's fleet over there. And I will note, that I'm wearing new glasses today. I got new glasses actually today as of recording the video, not today as when the video is going to be released. So just be aware if I'm missing a few things. That also doesn't help with things, so just give me a little bit of patience there. Mau getting some more shielding, getting a nice little Omni online to get some intelligence for Team 2. This is what Team 2 can see on Team 1. Not a lot of scouting. Granted, again, it is SETON'S, so everybody knows where all the stuff is. It's not a big surprise of, oh, there's a base there randomly, which does happen from time to time. But for the most part, the mexes are known, the main base locations are known, the secondary base locations are known, so it's not a big, crazy thing. And then, of course, Team 1, this is what they can see on Team 2 side of things. So kind of the same. I think I want to say a little bit more for Team 1, but not by much in terms of the intelligence. Again, you want to know what's going on the other side of the map, but especially SETON'S, it's like, yeah, I know where the bases are. I know where other players like to build stuff. The likelihood that there's something there is definitely a high percentage, not necessarily guaranteed, but it is a high percentage chance. The Destroyer is pushing back. Mau's new frontline T3 Mex is going down. That's not helpful. Eco situation, we have Team 2 1.1 and Team 1 1.1, so no real crazy leads for anybody in the game. Pants still on the front line. We do see an Omni being built for Team 1's Finks, so a little bit ahead for Team 2 in that regard, but again, not by much. Team 2 is getting pushed back on Northern Navy. They were doing very well, and then Terrasto dropped a facility, and that's been not great for Team 2 over there. So maybe T3 in their future, maybe, possibly, maybe. And T3 is online. There she is. There's the Neptune, and more and more and more on the way. I feel like at this point for Team 2, Silent Bug just produces battleships, maybe Torrents, not necessarily right now, and then just battle cruisers for Mau. That's really it, at least for now. T3 almost done, so a little bit ahead for Team 2 in Southern Navy. He's probably going to go for a mix of Summits and Neptunes because it's nice to have both. That's why it's nice to be able to split up the duties a little bit for Team 2. But he is in cliff position, so he has a little bit, or rock position, a little bit of an advantage on the beach. But with Mau in the water, that might kind of even to some. Nuke up, says Finks. The nuke is online. It's not loaded, but 22 minutes is a very quick nuke. Granted, again, I know it's SETON'S, so people have mathed all of the math to figure out how soon it takes to build a nuke, to load a nuke, to fire a nuke, to have the nuke travel across the map, and then blow stuff up. So, yeah, this is like, if this is the one spreadsheet map of the Supreme Commanderdom, this is definitely the map. Dual Gap might be a second, but this is definitely the map if you're going to math stuff out. Team 1 SMD online, loading as we speak. At this point, you're probably not going to get this. You might get this, and you might get this, and you will most definitely get this, but you probably won't get the air grid, which is probably what he really wants because he's the air player. Why not target the other air player? Nuke is not going to load fast enough because, again, the SMD takes a short amount of time to load, and you have to account for the go up in the air, go over there, and then land. So it's going to take a little bit longer than he really wants it to, and so that's going to be a little bit of a detriment to the nuke going after the airbase. So hopefully it doesn't, or I will just be sad because the nuke won't go kaboom, and I won't say kaboom, and then I'll be sad. Another Neptune online, unless the first one died. I don't see the old one. Oh, there it is right there. Second one online, soon to be, looks like cruisers. He's probably going to intermix cruisers. Would like to see a bulwark or two mixed in there just to get some shield tech on the water, but he is Aeon Silent Bug, so he can go for hover tech in the T2 parashield department. Kind of surprised if we haven't seen any of that yet. Kind of surprised we haven't seen any of that from Team 1. Well, we see engineers, but those don't count. No Zooey, none of that. But T3 battleship online for Salem for the Hathum. And, of course, they can have nukes on board as well. Not as powerful as a regular one, but, hey, a nuke is a nuke is a nuke. We do see some of those Uashua T2 Seraphim destroyers with their laser weapons that hardly ever miss ever. Very effective at dealing with hover, and very effective just in general, just because they don't miss. The only downside, of course, is their direct line of sight. So in Navy, when it's up, water is flat. I guess water isn't flat. Water takes the shape of its container. So in this situation, yes, but no. Anyway, it's kind of hard to miss when it's a horizontal plane that has no incline. I guess would be the way to put it. And there's no simulated waves because it's just flat. It looks like a little bit of movement in the water, but that's an illusion. Cruiser missiles raining in on the Omni position here for Pants, and actually technically for Finks, but it's going to go down nonetheless, so they'll lose that at some point, and especially with the Neptunes getting into it. Again, same thing. That is the one of the deficiencies of the Neptune class. Line of sight weapons, not a lot of hit points, and not as far ranging as the Summits or other T3 battleships in the game. So main 3 deficiencies of the Neptune. Everything else is good. They have torpedoes, they have torque defense, they have TMD. They don't have tactical missile launchers, but you know that's a very few units have that. Solace is online for Zoomed In. Love to see those. The unique torque bomber to the Aeon, and they pump out tons and tons of damage. Very much the Percy of the air would be probably a better way to put it. Except instead of one burst or one shot like their destroyers, it's kind of a couple of torpedoes launched at the same time. Lots of spam facilities for distraction for shots from Team 1, unless Team 1 wants to spend the APM to target the main facility altogether. But look at this. Team 2 winning Southern Navy. Team 1 winning Northern Navy. We've had a role reversal in who's winning what, and that's, again, partly due to the fact that the Central player, the Causeway player, dipped his toes in the Navy. Granted, in Terso's department, he's dead, but his facility's still there and helping out that Northern Navy nonetheless. Cruiser's still raining in. There's that nuke. Did it go to the place that I thought that it would go? Ooh, where's it going? That's a safe bed. That's not where the headquarters is, but that is a safe bed. The likelihood that there's an SMD there is very, very low. That will be a guaranteed win for Team 2. It'll wipe out a couple of mixes, wipe out the additional facilities here, and a lot of engineering power as well. So is it the best win as possible? No. But that's been denied by Team 1 anyways, so SMD was going to be loaded in time. SMD may have been loaded in time, and no SMD over here. So that nuke will land, and it'll go boom, and then I'll be excited because, of course, as always, I say, kaboom! There it is. Also, as always, let's see how much damage it did. Mass killed off 23,000. See, that's not a lot, roughly, at least what I like to see, but 3 mexes are down. Lots of engineers are down, and most of the facilities are gone. So, yes, not a lot of mass was killed at one time, but over time, it did make a difference. Western side, Hovertech coming in to try to force back Team 1. We see lots of destroyers going after the battleship from Team 1. We see a cruiser mixed in there, another battleship coming online, another one right after that. It's going to be lots of those naval goodness that we love to see in this game. Couple of summits. We see 3 Neptunes. This one is heavily damaged. That was probably the one that's the oldest, most likely. 5,000, 6,000. Yeah, it's definitely roughly the oldest, at least based on mass killed. Another summit inbound. More summits, more summits, more summits. The only downside is they don't trade very well against battleships. If they can, battle cruisers, if they can stay at range, then they trade all day, every day, because they're not being shot at by them. But if the battle cruisers come to range, not great. We have cruisers raining in now to this position. SMD definitely needs to be protected. It is now loaded. So it definitely wants to protect that. That will open up a big, huge hole in Team 1's eco if it does blow up. Speaking of eco, 1.5 to 1.2. And at 28 minutes on the clock, Team 1's at 3 plays left. Of course, only losing Tersto before the 20-minute mark. Team 2 hasn't lost anybody so far. So a little bit in favor for Team 2 in that regard, and in terms of eco. Map control is about, I'd say 50-50. Water's very fluid, so it's a lot of, Navy's very fluid, so it's a lot of back and forth in that regard. But please let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. And of course, yes, it is unusual for me to cast a SETON'S game not on a Sunday, or at least release a video on Sunday. So hopefully you enjoyed this nice little gem during the week. And if you have, please again, like, subscribe, comment, share all of the YouTube things, because it's good, because it means more people like the channel, which means YouTube promotes the channel, which means more people will hopefully see it, and it's just kind of a spiraling effect. Western side, Navy is lost for Team 2. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Team 1 has claimed they're already landing troops that technically shouldn't have legs, but they have legs walking on the land. More mechs is being eliminated. Not good for Team 2's Western player of Zoomed In. Eastern side, you can see that Navy is slowly being pushed back. This is where they are now. This is where they were moments ago. And there's just only so many units you can produce. There's a lot of engineers really trying to pump out those battleships. And we even have Pants dropping in some Cybran engineers to assist as well. He really does not want this to go up in flames and die and then have that attack vector that he's so much enjoying over here. Because why let your opponent have something that you are clearly enjoying? Because reasons. Nuke, Beach, Eco says Mau Mau. He could do that. The only problem is SMD and SMD. But Nuke is inbound. And there's Brain Dead. Going to launch it on the... Ooh, that's... I think that should clip most of the engineers. But it doesn't matter. The T3 naval headquarters will be down. As long as Team 2 can hold the pressure and maybe even force these naval forces back a little bit, they could get clipped in that nuke and really be a nice little present for the mass kill for that nice little nuke launcher that's now on 1 vet. We'll see if he gets to 5 vet after this explosion. We haven't taken a look at the air power for Team 1 or Team 2. I know that nuke is inbound, so I needed to do this very quickly. Team 1's at 300 ASFs. Team 2, 260, 270. Not terribly behind, but behind nonetheless. But not by much. Ooh, here comes the nuke. How much is going to get blown up by this? Kaboom! We have some clipping of some forces. We have essentially all of the facilities are gone. This one was upgrading the T3, which will not be useful for going for headquarters. You got to go Team 1, the T2 headquarters, the T3 headquarters. You can't just jump headquarters. You have to build them one after the other. And Team 2 is still keeping up the pressure. It won't be very long before those remaining forces are dealt with. Can you stop lagging for real, says Silent Buck. So a little bit of conversation about some issues with connection from somebody in the game. We might see a departure because of that. I will try to be aware of that, but I will definitely not remember. Well, I will try to remember, but I probably won't catch it. And scat this question mark by Fink, so maybe not. YOLO spam. Oh, chicken spam says. I was like, that's not what that means. At least that's what I take that to mean. YOLO spam is here's a YOLO, here's a YOLO, here's a YOLO, here's a YOLO. You can't even build them on the water anyways. That's why I was also confused. And zoomed in the Brain Dead lol. Talking about something that they're doing. So maybe not on comms, but maybe on comms. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. You don't know that for sure unless, of course, somebody sends me a replay with the information about if they're on comms or not. And, again, if you do have a replay that you want to send me, please send it to me at strategiclaunchreplays@gmail.com. The email is down in the description, so it's easy little copy pasta. You don't have to worry about all of the spelling it wrong and whatnot. What is happening over here? Well, wall sections for days for Team 1's Vindex. That'll be fun for Team... Oh, my goodness. It's over here, too. Jeez. Might as well just make a block and just, you know, like a template block of just putting wall sections and just go do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do and just see what sticks at that point, because that's insane. It's going to make landing and dealing with that annoying. The comm maybe has been spotted by Team 2. Yep. They know where he is if I can actually circle him. There we go. Okay, game. Thank you. Sometimes the drawing like glitches out. They are, well, we're just lagging to Silent Bug. So it looks like maybe somebody on Team 1 is the one that's lagging. But again, I don't know who that is. So just be aware that use them to reclaim. Says zoomed in to Brain Dead. Air power, how we looking for Team 2? Oh, that is not the right button. That's the right button. 311. Team 1, that is the wrong player. What are we looking at? At 371. So it is starting to pull away for Team 1 in the air game. Eco game, Team 1 has caught up. Again, partially due to the fact that core mass is gone. We have zoomed in, still trying to get something working, but it's just not really working on a lot of eco comparatively with everybody else. And battleships still raining in on this nicely shielded position, but again, there's only so much that shields can do against weaponry from Team 1, so we'll see how long the middle lasts. Tons of Team B, more than enough to deal with all of the nonsense, so can we stop the lag, says Vindex. So Mazer maybe is what he meant. Thinks, are you going for a laser? Nope, you're going for a Scathis. He does have Nano online, though, and T3 Engineering Suite, so decent chunk of hit points And then, of course, this Scathis has been started for first game ender of the game. 34-ish minutes. Team 2, you building anything crazy nonsensical. And, oh my goodness, the mass FAF farms are overlaying one another. Nuke is almost... Actually, it is already loaded. Apologies. It's almost going to be loaded a second time. That's... I mean, Team 1 probably knows where it is. They probably can't strike at it yet, but we'll see if Team 2 can kill off an SMD and then have something blow up. But there's no SMD here, so they... Nope, sorry, there's one right there. Never mind. Completely missed it. Looks like the missiles aren't going to break this anytime soon. You really need to bring up some of the battleships, realistically. Move over here, maybe send just a couple of them, because they can't... The TMD can't block, well, they are projectiles, but they're not missiles. They're shells or plasma versus, being a missile. So send them over there, kill off a chunk of the TMD, and then the rest of the missiles will be able to do the job. But there's more missiles inbound from these torrents anyway, so they might just get overwhelmed to begin with, and I can just eat those words and be done with it. 35 minutes on the clock. Look at this nonsense. They're like, oh, there's stuff here. Oh, there's not actually stuff here because it's all wall sections. There's a couple of mass storages, but all the mexes are down. There's a couple of engineers still mixed in. It is, very difficult to see stuff. But wall sections are getting blown up, though. So that's something just because there's engineers there. Nuke mid, never mind. Gotta nuke their beach expansion, says Mau Mau. Nuke, speaking of which, is inbound from Team 2 once again. That'll be number 3. And, ooh, there's a chicken with a bunch of Salems walking along the land. Not looking good. And Nuke, where did it went that way? Where does it go? Oh, Nuke. Looks like it's nuking this. Make sure it's staying out of range of all the nonsense from Team 1. But look at this chicken. Salems. Zoomed in is just getting hit hard. And they're just walking. And, oh, please dip your toes into the water so you can transition from legs to no legs. Another nuke. Ooh, so it's not going after the forces. It's going after this. And at this point, there's really nothing going to be there. You might as well just struck it right about there and clipped at least most of the sail. Disgusting, says Vindex. I don't know what he's in reference to. I should probably leave, says Soundbug. Kaboom! Wipes out. Let's say the mechs is there. That's something that doesn't wipe out the land headquarters, but it wasn't being used that much. Probably some of it was, to be fair. Here comes the nuke. It's going to wipe out a couple of engineers. Omni, but kaboom. And look, it grabbed the Salem. Back in my day, battleships never outranged T2 artillery, says Mau Mau. I guess that's a change that they added. I guess I made 100,000 mass into T2 already for nothing. That is unfortunate. And can the guy without a base leave, says Vindex. Oh, it looks like maybe zoomed in is the one that's lagging. Fat Boy online. Gunships coming in to assist. They're dealing with the chicken first because it's the biggest threat and it moves the fastest. And then they'll deal with the Salems. The Salems have a tiny smidgen of AA, but not a lot. Just a couple of ASFs. Not a lot. Just something to go after the gunships. Nice grab there from Team 1's Finks. He doesn't sacrifice all of his ASFs to kill off a couple of those, but kaboom. Is that... Oh, looks like zoomed in control cade. Yeah, it doesn't give me the stupid pop-up that it should. Of course, I can tell because the 0 is on the scoreboard. So it is a 3v3 game now. But to be fair, zoomed in was kind of knocked out anyways, and he was going to be there for a while trying to recover. So it is sad to see him go, but if it was for the sake of the sim speed, it is for the sake of the sim speed. Just like we saw that game months ago where there was just I think it was just so many ASFs, and both players made the decision, both air players made the decision of, like, we're going to control K, a section of the ASFs, and then we'll fight because the sim speed is just not looking good. Nuke it. Okay, so second game ender has made its appearance. I don't like its location only because here's the nuke and here's the game ender. I wonder what the Scathis is going to target. Just kind of a all your eggs in one basket kind of thing, but it's 1,000 hit points, so it's 12.5% done. Team 1, how's the Scathis doing? I haven't checked that. It's in the green, and it's closing in on 88%. So that's going to finish here shortly. It is a Scathis. It is, in my opinion, the weakest of the 4 game enders in terms of damage. Not damage, but in just terms of impact and whatnot. But it can make a difference. It is a game ender nonetheless. But this central base for Team 1 is gone. Look at that. Eco dropped below 1,000 now for Pants. Is he having power outages? No, but he is getting some overflow, so definitely needs to sort his power out. They may just be FAF. Cool, you're lagging now. I see you as well, Silent. I see you. You're dropping to 0 data. Leave, please, says Brain Dead Command. So maybe we'll see a departure from Silent Bug. That is unfortunate when players have to leave because of connection, not because of legitimate control K of, okay, I'm done. You know, I got to go to bed, or, you know, whatever the case may be, or actual kill. It's just sad to see them go just because of the game and the whatnot. But again, there's only so much you can do about internet and whatnot. TMD, more of it's being built. I'm kind of surprised that all of these missiles are not, I mean, I guess they're not being focused that hard by Team 2's. Soundbug, they're focusing on other things. But just look at the nonsense with the wall sections. There's still wall sections down here. It's insane. Look at that. But Team 3 Mex is being scooped up by Team 2 and being thrown together by those engineers. Ooh, ooh. We see a splash online for Brain Dead. And he has teleported. He has Rast, though. That's interesting. He has ARAS specifically. But he has teleported and splash. So thinking about being a pseudo-telemazer, Scathis is online, as evidenced by my ears. And I can hear the very definitive artillery shots. SMD getting shielded up quite nicely. Shield being possibly assisted, maybe, and artillery at 37%. And it's raining on the air grid. A little bit not shielded here. Shields are being assisted. Love to see that. And of course, there's enough time between the volleys where they have just enough time to regen the capacity to be able to stave off another attack. But Team 1 should mainly be, they don't know. Oh, okay. Well, they kind of know about this if they're zooming in. And then, of course, they know where the nuke is. So looks like they're targeting the more unshielded parts. Looks like the mass fab forms right here, and then maybe the rest of Mau Mau's base, which is surprising because the base is still online. The Hatums are just slowly moving in because the artillery is there. This is the range that he was kind of talking about. Look at that, just barely out of range of those battleships. New chicken online pushing southward. We have missiles, and more missiles. Calm of Soundbug going into kamikaze into some ASFs from Team 1. That's one way to control K. Killed most of his ASFs. I wouldn't say most. Excuse me, I sneezed. Maybe. Oh, the teleport inbound from Brayden. He kills off the Scathis. I caught that just barely. And he's killing off the Reclaim as well. Is he teleporting out of there? I don't think so. And there he goes. Team 2 loses a player back to back. Well, one due to probably sim speed, and the other one just because he teleported and killed off the Scathis from Team 1. So for the price of technically 2 comms, but I say 1 comm, Team 2 kills off a Scathis. And yes, I go GG. I shouldn't lag next game. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that is the way it is. And now at 41 minutes on the clock, that zoomed in doesn't count. It's the highest rated player of the game, Mau Mau, versus Team 1's Finks, Pants, and Vindex, the 3 2000s of the game. Because Team 1 had Tersto as a 2300. So there's a lot of APM that's going to definitely be sucked away by Team 2's lack of players from Mau Mau. But if anybody can do it, at least in this game, he can do it. Oh, and I love this. Salem's from Team 1 on Team 2 side of the map in the central little pond here. Look at that. No legs, just hanging out, just bombarding some mass platforms. You know, nothing too crazy. Artillery piece in the green, given the fact that now he has all of the mass to himself. 1.3k. He's still out-ecoing Team 1 for now and is able to fuel a lot of important projects like a nuke, like an artillery piece, very effectively. Maybe he could have teleported out of there Brain Dead, but I think at this point he would just wanted to kill off the Reclaim. And at that point, he's like, well, if I kill the Scathis off, they can just get the Reclaim back, and is it really worth it? He probably did a cost-benefit analysis in his head. He's like, well, probably just eliminate another 100 and something thousand mass and call it a day. And that's depends on your opinion of worth it. It's over, says Finks. He can start Paragon, says Vindex. They will teleport. They will 100% teleport back, and the artillery is almost online as it takes forever to actually finish the thing. As I'm staring at it, I thought it was at 7,900. Never mind. I'll go back in a second. Shield started for Mau Mau to protect his comm. Love to see that. eastern side. Missile spam is still underway. The TMD is getting thinned out. GC online is going to just run through those wall sections, call it a day. And that base for Vindex will no longer exist there shortly. ASF's guarding the artillery piece like their life depended on it. And then immediately shields, and then immediately another SMD. Yeah, that's probably smart. There's an SMD there that will die here shortly. There's an SMD... Well, there was one over here, I thought, but it's gone. Maybe I just missed it. Yeah, where is it? I don't see it anywhere. I thought I saw one. Never mind. I guess it was there at some point, I thought. SMD is being built. We have another SMD being built. Love the backup. PD being built. More and more shields. Kind of maybe clip some of those shields over this way. Kind of build a nice little conga line. Another nuke inbound from Team 2. Where is it going? It's going... Why is it going... Oh, maybe they're producing experimentals. Probably what it is. There's no one building there. Crab is done. So a little bit unfortunate, but... Sag says, brain dead, talking about the engineers dying to T1 PD. It is very Sag, isn't it? It is very Sag. And artillery raiding in on the air grid. Finks has got to get out of range of that. How's his power doing? He should be fine given the secondary. Ooh, actually, no, not doing great because of the secondary. Probably because he's pulling a lot of power in for this thing of spamming up SACUs. Not looking good for his power production. Another pigeon going to cascade just a smidgen, and that air grid is not going to feel good. This can be nuked, says Pants, so maybe there's going to be a nuking from some of these nice little battleships to the north. Maybe that's a nuke loading. I feel like one of these has got to be loading a nuke between the 5 of them. We'll see if that ends up happening. We have Megalith over here to the west. Chicken going to come give it a hug, and then FAF we're going to shoot at it. So we have a chicken sandwich versus and an ice cream sandwich versus a crab sandwich or salad or whatever you want to put your crab in. Another chicken online, and I mean that western side is going to be there for I think a little bit while longer. The shields are kind of still holding, but it's a very slow process for Team 2 or for Team 1 I should say. And some of the air grid is still fine. SMD is probably not going to be fine, but definitely needs to swing that arm a little bit over to grab that side. Or it can go after that, as I say. You can go after that a little bit more open. Oh, almost hit that strap bomber. Ooh, he was like, oh, I saw the round. It was right past my view screen. Ooh, oh, I'm looking at you, strap bombers. 45 minutes on the clock almost. Need engines to assist nuke, says Finks. Does he have a nuke? Where's the nuke? He's talking about these? Oh, he's talking about those. But chicken continuing to push. The Megalith is down. Actually, the chicken did survive. Just thinning out all of the nonsense from Team 1. We have some restorers online dealing with loyalists. Italians assisting as well. Maver's already killed off only 40,000. It's not a lot of mass. More about what he's denying. What is it? It's not about the... Ooh, that was a nice little cascade there. It's not about the... Oh, what's the line? Something about... It's about sending a message. Whatever the rest of that quote is. Can't remember it. Whenever it comes to stuff in casts, my brain goes to mush, and then like an hour or two later it comes back to life and I go, oh yeah, that's what that quote is. And I go, ah. Nuke inbound. Nuke inbound. SMD is still there though. Oh, it's going to clip not all of them, but it might clip some of them. And there's one. It grabs that one. 2. Do they run by fast enough? Oh. Oh, it doesn't grab that one. Oh, that one makes it through. Does it edge nuke enough? Oh, it does. Kaboom. Did you see that? Oh, that sucks for Team 2's Mau Mau. Oh, that's rough. Ouchie. Oh. Well, which one made it through? Was it? Oh, that was that one. 132,000 mass killed. I feel like that number should be a little higher. Oh, okay. Now we just need to defend, says Vindex. Oh, that is rough. You almost did it. The hero SMD just couldn't make it happen, unfortunately. That has got to hurt. And there's the SMDs. I think that one was the furthest along, maybe. And okay, well, you're like two can play at that game, and the mass is gone as well, which also sucks. But YOLO time for Team 2's Mao. He's like, well, if Team 1's going to have nukes, I'll just build a super nuke. Fine. It's not like I didn't start the nuke game to begin with, but still, he nuked me. I will just nuke back. Free Chicken starting to clean out the invasion from Team 1's pants. Team 2 is dropping below 1,000. Team 1 is back in the lead at 1.1. Not by much, though. Again, it's about, yeah, oh, look, power outage possibly, so maybe not. I can just eat those words again. And at 47 minutes, Team 1, I mean, they dealt a serious blow with that Mavor kill. Again, barely edged it out. Oof. That's got to hurt. But Team 2 does have, they have power outages. That's not helping Team 2's mass production. Ooh, he has a lot to play with, but needs to build more P-gens. Trav Arbor's going after SMDs. Shields being assisted. Oh, not enough. They needed 2 more, and it was not enough. Unfortunately for Team 1's Finks, he would have been open for a kill, especially because this SMD is now gone. Unfortunate for Team 1. But again, they got the Mavor, so I will take not getting an SMD for killing off a Mavor. I will take that trade, and that nuke probably shouldn't have been able to get through, but that's just how the game goes. Sometimes simulated rounds and whatnot there is a possibility of missing. ASF's moving in to intercept the donut, and somehow the monkey went this way and then turned around and went back this way, I think. ASFs are chasing the donut. Where's the ASFs for Team 2? They're inbound. They're not going to get there in time. Oh, that's going to be a dead donut. Oh, it's going to be an eaten donut. Oh, no. There's a lot of flak, or some flak. The ASFs do fly and go home. Not a lot of progress is being made at this front. Well, a couple of Team Ds are being killed, but not a lot. He has double by now, says Finks. What is he talking about? Talking about those chickens, talking about maybe SMDs as well. And SMD, speaking of which, loaded. And yes, that should be enough for at least a little bit of now, at least what he knows. As a reminder, this is what Team 2 can see on Team 1's side of the map. And this is what Team 1 can see on Team 2's side of the map. So, obviously they haven't scouted in a while, considering he's been dead for like 10 minutes. Another nuke inbound. Hey, there's that. Nuke is inbound. Just one of them, though, it looks like. That one's also loaded. These are not loaded, so Team 2 has enough. Another nuke inbound. Oh, he's spacing them out. See, what won the first time is they came in almost all at once. YOLO's at 5,000 and climbing. There's one immediate kill of a nuke. There's no fooling around. Tac nuke done for Vindex. Or are you going to go for... started. Not done, but started. He might go for teleporter. Another shot down. We have the comm of Mao moving. Okay, so he's the last player alive on Team 2. And he's putting himself near a game ender that if it's spotted, Team 1 will most definitely target. And the nuke's there as well, so it's kind of a 2-for-1er. He does have shield. He does have nano, so he has almost 40,000 hit points. But still, I feel like that's very, very risky, given that there are 2 Sirens for Team 1. If they both telemaser in, one for the comm, one for the YOLO, they might get one or the other. They actually only need to get one. So if they both telemaser on the comm, that will be a kill, but they have to time it nicely. Air fight happens. Donut will get killed off in that interim. They're going to focus on that. Oh, it gets enough legs. Oh, it's going to crash land on a couple of T3 mass extractors. Kills off one, kills off the mass fab for a second one, wiping out a tiny smidgen of Eco, and drops some mass on Pants' living room. Just bloop, drops it in from the ceiling. Nice, easy way to have stuff shipped to you. Just have a hole that opens up in your, it's a door that opens up in your ceiling and just drop packages in. Probably need to worry about, entry in of said packages with a cushion or something. Terminal velocity, whatever the case may have you. Chicken comes out, says hi to some naval forces. Naval forces say hi back, and I think the chicken doesn't like the hi, so he decides to flee. Oh, YOLO is in the green, over 75% done and climbing. Does Team 1 even have any idea that it's there? Absolutely not. So that is going to be a big surprise. 51 minutes on the clock. It's getting into a very, very close game here. Team 1 has, again, 3 players left. Team 1 has only Mao left. It's It's going to be close. Actually, all of the comms for Team 1 are in the water. 2 of them are kind of close together, and one of them's further away. I do like that he's going even further away. He also is moving into range with his nice little comm with a Billy Nuke on board. Transport's over here hanging out on the water. Somehow floating works. Actually, he's partly in the water, partly not in the water, so however that works. But anyway, southern side, we do see chickens moving in to grab the remaining stuff here. And again, forcing back those battleships from Team 1 just because they do have potential nukes on board. None of them loaded yet, but they would definitely like to get the one that killed off the Mavor. But YOLO is done. Number 3 of the 4 game enders have made an appearance. And if he's making a Paragon somewhere, I'm going to lose it. And no, it doesn't look like it. Loading up the first YOLO is inbound. It's going to launch. Oh, where's it? Where's the target? Where is it going after? At this? I mean, this is kind of already, just completely shredded. YOLO's inbound. Where's it going? Where is it going? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it's not going to get stopped. I can try to Billy his air, says Vindex. It is just, oh, wow, it's just sitting there. Oh, we have 2 very good nukes. One very, very big one, and one very potentially lol, says Vindex. Oh, it's getting close. That would be funny. That would be funny. That would be funny. Boom! Wipes out a chunk of those ASFs. Nice grab there. Teleport started for Finks. There's the YOLO. He's like, it's like, mama. I was like, that's funny. Oh, there's some Corsairs sitting there. Oh, only for the memes. I approve. There are some moves where you just have to do for the memes. Another YOLO inbound. Lemmy Telly says Fings 53 minutes on the clock, and hopefully he's getting telemaser defense or has some. He has wall sections. That's not telemaser defense. Where the? You don't have any PD. What? Why? Why is there no PD nearby? What? There's 2 right there because they all got blown up by the Mavor. Starting teleporter says Pants. Okay, so both of them are going for it. Where's Finks? Finks, are you teleporting in? Where's your comm? I want to. Oh, he's going for it. Where are you? There he is. He's going for it. Oh, he's not going for it all the way though. That's probably smart. He's gonna go there and then go in. He doesn't know. He's literally going right on top of it. And SMDs being loaded. More engineers. Don't like that there's no PD here. Another YOLO is inbound. Does he have enough? No, he has enough for a little while now. We gave up, says Finks. I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, they're still going for it nonetheless. Like, Pants is going for a teleporter because why not? He's probably going to go for laser right after that. Just for the memes, says Finks. There's the teleport, literally right on top of it. Again, he doesn't know it's right there. Like, this is what he can see. Like, he doesn't know it's there. Oh, now it's shifted a little bit. There it is. And looks like Mau sees it. Maybe possible. Oh, no, because it's done. Never mind. And any idea where his ACU is? It's right there. There's Finks. Teleports right in. Goes after the... He's like, oh, there's the comm right there. That'll work. Oh, Mau, get out of there. T1 PD going to be built. There goes the explosion on some restorers. I guess another nuke is inbound. YOLO is gonna be fine. Mau. Oh, he's suffering. Transport goes down. That's unfortunate. There goes Team 1's Finks. Doesn't kill off YOLO. Doesn't kill off SMD. Doesn't kill the comm. But it's heavily damaged though. Finks says, here. if you killed YOLO, he dies. Yeah, that would have. Oh. What is going on with the SMDs for Team 2? 1 missed. Jeez, that is insane. Usually I've seen it maybe once every like 30 or 40 casts, and if it does happen in the cast, it happens like 1 time, not 2, for the same player for essentially the same location, not the same SMD, but just the same location of what it's trying to protect. Roughly that. He sees it. He's got to get out of there. There's Pants. He teleports in. Oh, he gets underneath the shield. Will it be enough? Oh, transport is heavily damaged. It's not going to matter. Oh, there he goes. Team 1 at the, 11th hour finishes off Team 2. Stupidest win ever. I don't know about, hey, if it works, don't break it, right? And again, Vindex was still alive as well, so it still would have been a 1v1. But that was an incredible game for both teams. But I feel like the SMDs were kind of paid off by Team 1 because 2 times it missed. Granted, the second time it wasn't as bad because the nuke was still killed off. But the first one was very bad. Very, very bad. But sometimes it just goes that way. And this would have blown up. There's no PD. There's some PD here. He probably actually might have been able to still get the YOLO, to be honest with you, before he died. So he would have been able to grab the YOLO and then obviously the comm. If for some reason, let's say zoomed in was still in the game somewhere over here or whatever. But the YOLO was in. The regular nuke was. Is that the regular nuke? That looks like the super nuke. But it doesn't look super big. Anyway. Team 1 wins it 55. Couldn't have been 2 seconds sooner to be 55-55. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. That was a great game. And again, I did watch a little bit of the game, so I kind of knew stuff was going to happen. Not super in particular, but yeah, definitely this for sure. I like, oh, that's interesting that happened right there. Because again, once the replay ends, just like it is, I'm like sitting in the corner. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It's not working. Kind of just scan them. Oh, that's fun. So one of the reasons why I wanted to cast it and probably one of the reasons why they sent me the replay. But again, thank you so much to that person who sent me in. Their name is down in the description. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video. I really, really do appreciate it. And again, apologies if I missed any important things. I can't cover everything, and I'm trying to do better about zooming in and staying zoomed in and not going all the way out like this, only for just like brief moments of, not overly, but like, over whatever, just analyzation of the map in general. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't, because why not, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video if you really did enjoy it as well. And I will see all of you in the next one.